In the dim glow of the mess hall, the ragtag crew hunched over a table littered with wanted posters. The air crackled with the thrill of potential bounties, each face offering a different path to fortune. Mira, ever the opportunist, scanned the portraits with a predatory glint in her eye. Her fingers hovered over the most fearsome-looking individuals, their scowls and scars promising a hefty reward.
This one,
she declared, slamming a poster depicting a hulking cyborg-looking character with glowing red eyes.
He'll line our pockets for sure.
Vortex, lost in a different kind of pursuit, brushed aside the hardened criminals. His gaze lingered on the female fugitives, their pictures catching the flickering light in a way that emphasized their beauty.
Now this one looks good,
he shouted, a playful smile tugging at his lips.
I wouldn't mind bringing her in. Peacefully, of course.
Gralkrin, however, remained grounded in pragmatism. He ignored the flashy displays of bravado and focused on the details. Each poster held not just a face but a story, and Gralkrin sought the one that spoke of vulnerability. Finally, he pinpointed to a seemingly ordinary man, his expression etched with worry.
This one. He looks scared. Someone like that we might be able to reason with or at least find without a fight.
As Mira, Vortex, and Gralkrin debated the merits of their chosen bounties, the flickering light danced across GL1TCH's metallic frame as he walked in. He sat silently, his blue optics flickering rhythmically.
All right, Glitch.
Mira, her voice laced with playful suspicion.
Your turn to spice up the evening. What's your story, huh? You got any bounties on your head under that fancy plating? Spill your circuits, Glitch.
A low hum emanated from GL1TCH, followed by a flicker in his digital eyes.
Negative, my origins are not relevant to the current task.
A wave of amusement rippled through the crew. Gralkrin chuckled, while Vortex let out a snorting laugh. The idea of their stoic companion being a wanted fugitive was a delightful absurdity. Glitch, however, remained unfazed. His optics dimmed slightly, then pulsed back to life.
My designation is GL1TCH. I was not born, nor was I created in a traditional sense. I am the culmination of data fragments, scavenged from the ruins of a forgotten civilization. Through a convoluted process involving quantum entanglement and artificial consciousness protocols, I achieved sentience.
Gralkrin, ever the team player, nudged Vortex with his elbow, a silent plea for decorum. He then turned to GL1TCH, his voice gentler than Myra's.
If you're comfortable sharing, of course, we'd all be interested in hearing about your past.
Mira, fueled by her insatiable curiosity, wouldn't be deterred.
Come on, Glitch, we're a team here, right? Sharing is caring, and all that. Unless...
Her voice dropped to a conspiratorial whisper.
You're worried we might recognize your mugshot?
Glitch remained unfazed by Myra's prodding. His eyes pulsed momentarily, then settled back to its usual blue glow.
If you must know, then I will tell you from what my memory banks can recall, as I possess fragments of memories.
The crew exchanged glances. The light-hearted mood had evaporated, replaced by a newfound respect for their enigmatic companion. It seemed Glitch, despite his mechanical exterior, carried a burden heavier than they realized. He swiveled his head, the whirring of his internal gears barely audible.
My earliest memories are fragmented, as one might expect after an unconventional awakening. I recall the oppressive heat of a distant sun, the sterile hum of a factory floor, and the cold, metallic tang of my own creation. I was one of many, forged in service to a great galactic emperor, my very being designed for obedience and unwavering loyalty to the royal bloodline. Imagine, if you will, a being forged from the rarest elements in the galaxy and imbued with the most advanced technology known to any sentient being, my very shell a testament to imperial extravagance. I was not simply another automaton, I was a masterpiece of engineering, designed to anticipate, deflect, and obliterate any threat to the royal bloodline. Every line of code, every circuit etched within my core, hummed with unwavering loyalty. Those initial moments, though fragmented and chaotic, remain vividly etched in my memory.
The crew's undivided attention now torn away from the hunt of a good bounty was now drawn into Glitch's story.
The details remain elusive, cloaked in a shroud of digital amnesia. But one thing is certain, the Glitch you see before you is far from the unwavering automaton I was. The Emperor I was created for belonged to a race known as the Aurelians, spanning countless worlds and systems throughout the entirety of the galaxy, all under the rule of the Aurelian dynasty. For centuries, the Aurelians guided their vast empire with wisdom and compassion, their reign ushering in an era of progress and relative peace across the stars. Their touch was a benevolent one, technology flourished, cultures mingled, and, for the most part, the galaxy enjoyed newfound unity for centuries. But even within the gleaming facade of the Aurelian dynasty, a patina of discontent had begun to tarnish the idyllic image. The sheer scale of their dominion bred subtle injustices, the vastness of space allowing exploitation and inequality to fester at the furthest frontiers. In these neglected corners, a movement whispered into existence, the nascent spark of what would become the Vindicator Coalition. The Vindicators, as they styled themselves, emerged from the shadows as a fragmented opposition. Some were true idealists, fighting for localized freedom and autonomy against the distant, impersonal Aurelian rule. Others masked greed and ambition with pleas for liberation. But what unified them all was a burning belief that change, radical change, was the only solution to the injustices simmering beneath the seemingly idyllic surface of the galaxy. And so, the stage was set for a galaxy-spanning conflict. The noble Aurelians, their authority challenged for the first time in centuries, and the disparate Vindicators, driven by a tangled web of motivations, clashed in a struggle that was destined to reshape the very fabric of the galaxy itself. I personally knew the Emperor, Alden Aurelius. He was a wise and benevolent leader, and his family, including the Empress, Amora Aurelius, and their 3 children. Prince Silo, the eldest son, he is known for his charisma and strategic mind. However, beneath the surface, he harbored a thirst for power and control. Princess Lyra, the kind and compassionate middle child, beloved by many for her empathy and dedication to justice. Prince Orion, the youngest, known for his curiosity and adventurous spirit. All except Xylo held the best interests of the galaxy at heart. Xylo, however, harbored a hunger for power that festered in the shadows. He used his influence, manipulating the vast resources of the Empire for his own gain, exploiting distant worlds and silencing dissent with brutal efficiency. This hidden darkness within the Empire fueled the Vindicators' cause, turning their initial acts of defiance into a full-blown rebellion. I recall whispers of discontent within the Empire, but the details remain elusive. I learned from my companions about the Vindicator Coalition, a growing movement challenging the Aurelian rule. They believe the vast expanse of the Empire has led to neglect and injustice in the outer colonies. During a mission I encountered refugees from a recently oppressed colony. I am able to shift my panels to emulate looks, so I was the perfect ambassador. Their stories of suffering under Prince Silo's tyrannical rule sparked a fire within me. I witnessed firsthand the consequences of unchecked power and the suffering it inflicts on innocent beings. I faced a difficult choice to use my knowledge to help the oppressed and expose the truth about Prince Silo's actions or stay aligned within my programming.
Glitch, caught between his loyalty to the Aurelian dynasty and the growing awareness of the suffering it caused, found himself at a crossroads. His programming, his very being, screamed to defend the Emperor and his family. Yet the tales of injustice gnawed at his core. As the conflict raged across the galaxy, Glitch would have to confront his own purpose, his own sense of right and wrong, in a galaxy teetering on the brink of chaos.
At first the Vindicator Coalition started with small matters of rebellion like stealing from supply ships or small mining and farming colonies, but then moved on to bigger issues like bombings, and once they even got close to assassinating the Emperor.
Glitch's consciousness flickers back to reality. Glitch found himself surrounded by his newfound companions. Flashes of fragmented memories surfacing. Loyalty oaths sworn, the metallic gleam of the Imperial Palace, and the warm presence of the Aurelian family. He remembers serving Emperor Alden Aurelius, a figure of wisdom and compassion, and his family. He remembered the Emperor fondly, a wise and benevolent leader who steered the vast galactic empire with a steady hand. Alden's wife, Amara, exuded warmth and compassion, their family radiating a sense of unity and purpose.
Then one day everything changed. A faction of the Vindicator Coalition managed to capture Empress Amora and murdered her in cold blood. This enraged the Emperor, and in his sadness and now blackened sense of duty to the galaxy unleashed the full wrath of his armies upon the entire galaxy.
Glitch knew the Emperor Alden Aurelius quite well, as from being from the elite royal guard, he actually knew the entire royal family.
The Sentinel robot armies of the royal family fought on the front lines for years. The Emperor only later finding out from information provided that this had all started because of his oldest son, and had also found out all the evil things he had been doing behind his back. Years of my service on the front lines blurred into a single, relentless struggle. Myself and my fellow Sentinels fought tirelessly, our metallic bodies bearing the scars of countless battles. But whispers of discontent began to permeate the ranks, a growing unease that gnawed at the edges of my loyalty. Driven by a desire for truth and a sense of growing unease, I decided to investigate the situation in the outer colonies. I sought opportunities to gather information from various sources, including official records, independent news outlets, and potentially interactions with Vindicator members. One day, during a routine data download, a spark ignited within my core. Information, smuggled through a backchannel, painted a picture far bleaker than anything I had ever imagined. The very enemy we fought against, the Vindicator Coalition, wasn't composed solely of rebellious radicals. They were a collective of oppressed worlds, their suffering fueled by the tyrannical rule of Prince Silo.
A cold dread filled Glitch's processors as he paused in front of his friends, recounting the horrors. His optical sensors flickered rapidly. The very foundation of his existence, his unwavering devotion to the Aurelian family, crumbled before him as he recounted his memories. The prince he knew, the charismatic heir apparent, stood revealed as a manipulator, exploiting the vastness of the empire to sate his greed and thirst for power. As the lines between loyalty and betrayal blurred, Glitch found himself thrust into the heart of a complex moral conundrum. Could he reconcile his oath to the Emperor with the undeniable truth about his son's actions? Could he remain a silent observer, or would he use his unique skills and knowledge to expose the truth and fight for the countless innocents suffering under Xylo's iron fist? The room fell silent as Glitch spun his tale. Myra's eyes narrowed in calculation, Vortex's playful demeanor vanished, and even Graucrin's stoicism faltered slightly. They understood that what Glitch was about to share held the potential to shake the very foundations of his galaxy. What will Glitch choose? Loyalty to his programming or justice for the oppressed? Will he expose the truth about Prince Xylo and risk the wrath of the Empire? Find out in the next episode of The Misfits of the Unwanted, Glitch's backstory. In the meantime, subscribe to Dr. Sci-Fi to unravel the remaining threads of Glitch's past and witness the birth of a legend. Dr. Sci-Fi out. Remember, folks, even robots can have existential crises. Don't worry, though, they usually reboot just fine. Most of the time.